Chad, thanks for meeting me at Jackie and Kevin's house.
Thanks for having me here.
So let's get right into it. Air sealing and insulation, the ins and outs, and how to do it right.
Air sealing and insulation are the number one thing you can do to make a house more energy efficient. They decrease costs, they increase the lifespan of the home, and your mechanicals don't run as long and cycle as often, so your mechanicals actually live longer too.
So there's different kinds of insulation. What are they and how different are they?
The main three types of insulation are cellulose, spray foam, and fiberglass. Cellulose functions very well when you're looking at really cold temperatures. It tends to deter mice, does a really good job of that. And you can walk through it all day long, and as long as you smoothen it out, it's going to be just fine, the same R value as it was when you put it in. Spray foam is more costly, but it's also extremely effective. It's produced on site, makes an airtight barrier, and usually a combination of spray foam and fiberglass or cellulose is a good way to go to do the job right, but still economically. And you also have fiberglass, which is inert, extremely safe, and easy to work with. And that's really good for new construction because it works best when it's surrounded on all six sides in an airtight box.
You just mentioned R value. Jackie talks a lot about it in these episodes. The higher the R value, the better, correct?
Correct. R value is a measure of the resistance to heat transfer in an object. A lot of people will talk about insulation in terms of inches, but each individual package of insulation has a data plate on it or an index on it that shows you how many inches, how much R value is assigned per inch. So to say it in inches isn't really correct. It's R value. Generally around here, well, code is actually R38. Generally around here, most insulation companies will install R49, and a lot of the retrofit companies will go as high as R60, particularly in the northern areas of Wisconsin.
And retrofit meaning going back in and putting in new insulation, and they'll go up to R60?
Right. Retrofit is for existing homes, which is a little different beast than new homes. It's not always a sure thing, but it can be really effective and really take care of a lot of problems.
So Chad, in terms of energy efficiency, what's the biggest bang for your buck?
That's a really good question, and it's really important in this industry. So 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when an insulation company came into your home, they might say, we're going to insulate to this value. Now they're going to air seal and insulate. And the first thing they're going to want to do is the attic floor. They're going to air seal and insulate that. The second priority is in the basement. They're going to air seal and insulate the walls and the rim joists in the basement. The reason being, the air that you and I pay to air condition or heat is going to leak out of the attic, and it's going to replace itself with cold air in your basement. So that's why those are the two highest priorities. Doing the walls in between are kind of a low pressure area. Not a whole lot of leakage goes out there, although it does really help to make sure your walls are insulated. But incidentally, that's one of the reasons why insulation is so much better at paying back your investment than windows. They tend to be a lot longer in terms of time to pay back.
Jackie and Kevin tell me that their attic insulation is R50. The basement rim joists are 20 or 23. And then is that and
about
then
there?
about there, and then R20 for everything else.
That's correct.
Is that a little bit high?
Yeah, that's going to be a little bit higher. It's going to make this house more energy efficient. With the walls, they've got extra rigid insulation on the outside that are sealed at the seams, which is going to be a great air sealing effect. With the rim joists and the walls in the basement, it's going to give them that basement comfort that they need to actually be able to inhabit that space, which is nice. And the attic is going to be really well taken care of. Not only that, the work's going to be done by trade allies, and they're going to seal the key junctures or small openings that are typically present. So it's going to be a very comfortable home and energy efficient.
Obviously, then they're going to be certified new home from Focus on Energy.
All the way, yeah.
Chad, thanks for coming on.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. We have a bunch more episodes coming up. We're going to be talking about the solar panels. We're going to be talking about the energy efficiency appliances that Jackie and Kevin are going to put in here. Please hit subscribe. Make sure that you get the emails when we keep on doing these episodes, and we'll see you next time.